Recently, Octoperf has released its newer version of Kraken 2.0 beta. Couple months ago, I have already published the Inception version of Kraken. You can check it out the previous video in the description link. Now we will see what's new in this newer version of Kraken and how you can implement in your project if you are using Gatling tool for your performance testing needs.
If you like my dad's videos, please subscribe to QA Insights channel.
Kraken 2.0 comes with three main features. One is Hir import, where you can import the HTTP archive directly to Gatling using the Kraken UI. And another important feature is running your Gatling simulation using multiple hosts. It is like running multiple machines to inject the load, which will be very useful if you are trying to inject more load from multiple sources. The last feature is debugging the simulation and also the comparing the recording logs with your Scala scripts. Now we are going to see only the Hir import and debugging the simulation and comparing, because running the Gatling tests on multiple hosts using Kubernetes, which will take more time. So that is why I have split this video into two. Now let us focus only about the Hir import and the debugging simulation and comparing the requests. As you know, first you have to download couple prerequisites. One is Vagrant and the VirtualBox. Since I am using Windows 10, I have already installed Vagrant, the latest version, and also the VirtualBox. And you can download the latest version of Kraken file from the kraken.octoperf.com/download. And here you could see the latest version 2.0 beta. So here there are two links. One is the link where you can download the zip file and another one is the release notes. So I already downloaded the zip file. So this is how it looks. So here by default you will get the Vagrant file and you will get kraken.shell and also the kraken vagrant.shell and other dependencies like Grafana, Influx, database and Telegraph and other stuffs. So now to spin up the instance, what you have to do is you have to just launch the command prompt and you have to send the command Vagrant up. So this will spin up the local instance using the VirtualBox and the Vagrant, and it will spin up the Ubuntu operating system, and then you will be able to launch your Gatling and also the administration link. So it will automatically prompt here the URL where you can check it out once it is deployment is completed. Since it will take more time, I have already spinned up the instance locally. So here you can see the local Ubuntu version. Currently it is running. So by default it will listen to the port 8080 configured to different port. That is why you are seeing localhost 1234 and Gatling workspace. So just delete the workspace and let us refresh this page, Gatling. So by default it will load the readme.markdown file where you can see, and it will display the widgets top right and also the bottom left and bottom right. You can toggle on and off like this, and also similarly notifications, containers, debugging and results, help, and the top left you can see the simulations folder structure. So by default it will display the readme file where you can see how to get started, how to debug, etc. So first feature we are going to see is importing the Hir file. So I already created the Hir file. You can create it very easily using your favorite browsers. So I'm using Firefox. So let us go to example.com, which will have only the simple text file and HTML rendering basically. Let us capture this request as a Hir. So just right click, inspect element, and go to your network and hit refresh. So this will start sniffing the requests from your system to the server, and then it will record everything, and you can see it here. To save your HIR file, you need to right click on any of the request and select save all as HIR. Here you have to enter a name, valid name. So make sure you don't have any spaces while naming your HIR file. So let us name it as example demo.hir and hit enter or click on save. Now go back to your Kraken UI. Just right click anywhere on your simulation widget. You could see there is an option called upload HIR. So just click on it. And here you have to select files, and you need to upload the file you want to import. So here in this case, we are going to select example demo.hir, and once you select, it will prompt you to give a name. So the name you have to give for the package and for the class. So let us give a package called say com.example, and the class would be example, and select the host as local and click on import. So now what will happen is it will start importing your HIR file. You can see the status at the top right where it is starting the process of converting your HIR into your Scala file, and also the bottom left corner you could see it is started creating. So basically it will replay and then it will convert into a Scala file. So once it is done, once the process is completed, you could see the scripts in your simulation widget. So right now we have only couple files, aos.scala and basic simulation.scala, and also the in the advanced folder you can see couple more Scala files. So let us wait to this process to complete, and we can see the Scala file in the simulations widget. The process has been completed, where you could see at the bottom left the status is done, and also the top right you could see the status is in green color. So let us open the example.scala. So here you can see under the com folder you will get the example folder, and also inside the example folder you will get the Scala file. So just double click on the example.scala where you can see the contents. So here you can see it is the package is importing and importing the Scala files and the class, and you can see the base URL, header information, and other details. So now let us execute this script by hover your mouse over the example.scala file and click on run simulation. So this will run your script locally, but we are going to see how to debug and compare the results, right? So let us click on the debug simulation button when you hover your mouse on the Scala file. So just click on the debug simulation and it will prompt you with the package description and also the host, and also there is a button called debug. Just click on debug button here. So now I have clicked on the debug button, and here you can see at the top right widget it is giving the description as debug example and the status is running, and here at the bottom left widget under the logs you can see the progress. So it is creating the volume with the default driver and it is getting started, and also you can see here on the containers. If you want to stop the execution, you can just click on the tasks, and here there is a button to cancel the task. So just click on the orange square button to cancel the task and click on confirm. There are multiple ways you can run the simulation. One is by clicking on this file menu by hovering your mouse over the Scala file and click on debug simulation, or you can click on the debug simulation button in the Scala file, or you can just click on the debug simulation by hovering your mouse on the Scala file. So 3 ways you can start the simulation. So to compare the results, you need to debug your simulation. So let us click on debug simulation button here and click on debug, and let us wait till the debug process is completed. So once it is completed, you will see the status over here, and from there you can compare the requests between the Har and during the simulation. So now the debug simulation process is completed. You can see there is a green color tick mark here. It says completed. And once the simulation is completed, you can see there is another widget will display under the status where you can see the request. If you want to see the request which just replayed, just click on it, and here you can see the request details and the response and the body, etc. Now let us assume you want to compare the HIR request with the recently simulated replay. So to compare, you have to just click on the menu, open menu, and click on compare with. So you have to click on which request you want to compare. So there might be multiple requests, and here you can see there are two panes, one over the left and one over the right. So let us compare the HIR file. So just click on the menu and just look for the import HIR, which we imported 20 minutes ago, and select the request _0. And on the right side, you have to select the recently executed request for the example.com. So here we have executed debug example recently. So here you can see 11 minutes ago, and click on the request _0 under the debug example. So now you have two requests. One is your HIR request and the details, the request and response as well. And on the right side, you can see the replayed request and the response. Now you can compare both to see what's going on with your request and replay. So this will be very, very helpful for debugging purpose. It is like comparing the snapshots in LoadRunner and using the debug sampler in JMeter. So just like that, you will get a beautiful UI to compare your request and replay with your recorded snapshot with the replay snapshot. So the one of the drawback here, what I felt is it is taking more time basically. So the HIR file of example is very minimal. It's just a couple requests while importing the HIR, and also while replaying it is only one request, but it is taking more time. I'm not sure if it is a complex. I'm not sure whether it will hang or it will process by taking long time. I'm not sure. I still need to explore. So in this video, we have seen only the two new features. One is using the import HIR, and after importing, we just replayed using debug simulation, and we have compared with using the compare widget. So I hope this video is pretty useful. Make sure you watch the upcoming next video, where I'll be showing you how to inject load from multiple hosts using AWS Kubernetes, and also we'll see the whole flow, how to deploy the cluster, and how to execute by deploying the Kraken in the AWS itself. So without using Vagrant, without using the local stuffs, we are going to the cloud, and we'll see how it works. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to QA Insights for more such videos.